a lot of people have been talking Tyreek Hill trade back to the Chiefs. Tell me about whether you, like, as a Chiefs diehard fan, is that something that you're even interested in at this point?
100%. I'll join the wagon. Bring the man home.
Hey, and welcome everybody to Flag on the Play, the #1 fact-based podcast on football and fantasy football in the United States of America on the East Coast in Southern Maryland. We have news, takes, touchdowns. I'm the Duke, and I'm here as always with my trusty partner in crime, Billy, and let's kick it off.
Hell yeah, dude.
Listen, if I've learned one thing from this weekend, I think it's that spitting on somebody might be the most disgusting thing of all time.
Yeah, no, I agree. The more I saw it happen over and over and over again for two teams I could give a shit less about, the more I was even more disgusted by it.
Yeah, I mean,
like right through the chest plate too. That's disgusting.
And of course, we're referencing both the Jalen Carter, Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys incident, as well as the Florida Gators incident. I don't know if did you see that video?
I kind of saw like a thumbnail. It's funny because you had texted me over the weekend and said, "Hey, we're definitely going to talk about what was it? LSU? It wasn't Florida Gators, so FSU versus the Gators, correct?" An FSU player or something spits on a Gator.
No, the Gators player absolutely hawked Lug on UCF. It was the University of Central Florida or whatever, a UCF player. And it was just despicable. And then they lost the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Florida absolutely got demolished. It is funny because you sent it. I was like, I'm pretty sure Jalen Carter went to Georgia, and I don't know if he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But I did see like a picture, and like, so we have two of those in one weekend, which is absolutely insane. Did you by chance see Jalen Carter's penalty for all of this happening?
I heard that he got a fine, 50,000 something fine, and no suspension, right? Is that accurate?
Yeah, so it was like a $55,000 fine, and essentially a one-game suspension, but the NFL is okay with that one game being the game he got ejected from, which I think, in my opinion, is absolute horseshit.
Yeah, that can't count.
That cannot count. That's, I mean, we're not talking about jail time and time served here. You got ejected from the game for the penalty, and then you're handed a suspension.
Yeah,
so
you can't count that.
If that's the case, then Rashee Rice should be able to play football right now, right? Because he was out a lot of last year, and all this shit had already happened. So that can't count towards his no games played.
Yeah, that's a bit rough. I mean, I don't think Rashee Rice should be back playing either. He
does forfeit his game check.
The Chiefs do need him, though. I'll say that about Rashee Rice. I know we're talking about Jalen Carter, but the Chiefs do need Rashee Rice.
We will get there, obviously. Yeah, look, ladies and gentlemen, week 1 is in the books. I'm fucking excited in a way. We're going to obviously get there, but I'm extremely excited that football is back. Chili was in the air in our household on Sunday, even though I thought it was a little too hot for chili. But it was in the air. It tasted good. And football was on, and we did have some good games. But
I think it was an incredibly high-scoring weekend.
Very high scoring in quite a few games. Yeah, I think defenses don't know how to play at all right now, and I hope most of those sorted out, especially one team in particular. But
let's talk about Saturday first, dude. Sooners, big Oklahoma
let's talk
news.
about it. Yeah, so Sooners. Yeah, we talked about it last week. I said, hey, a big test coming up for us is Michigan. And we got it done. And we came in, and I got to catch the last 7 minutes of the game on the way home from a wedding. And our quarterback looks great. Kirk Herbstreit was pulling a Chris Collinsworth and wouldn't get off of his absolute banana cock. So that was really cool to kind of hear, like, we got a guy at a quarterback, we got an offensive coordinator, and then our head coach is defensive minded. The defense looked great against Michigan. Michigan, who's got a rookie quarterback, going to struggle a bit, especially against a really good defense. As of right now, I'm just looking forward to the Texas game. I think it's in October, if I'm not mistaken. Looking forward to that, but very, very pleased with what I'm seeing. We jumped from 18th to 13th in the rankings.
Yeah, and Michigan was ranked above you prior to the game. Yeah, it was 17-18 matchup or 16-18 or something like that.
Yeah. They were 15th, I think.
Listen,
if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
I got Sooners are kind of my early national championship pick right now. I've been watching the games because we're doing this, and I'm obviously talking to you. And obviously I have no faith in Syracuse, even though they're my team. Only beating UConn by 7 is deplorable, and in overtime, dude. It's just, it's something else. It's nothing to write home about. I'll tell you that much. But
it is a bit crazy.
Oklahoma's got a tough schedule, dude. They got 8 of the last 10 games of their season are ranked opponents.
Yeah.
And they got heavy hitters too. They got Tennessee, they got South Carolina, they got Texas, as you said, and they got LSU. I mean, you can consider Alabama, I guess, a heavy opponent as well, but not really the way they're being coached. Not since Saban stopped giving people Lamborghinis to play there.
No, yeah. I mean, they're still Alabama at the end of the day. That's like, and we'll get there. It's like saying the Chiefs are completely out of it. I mean, Alabama is out of it as far as we're talking about playoffs or a national championship this year, but they're still Alabama at the end of the day. I mean, they remain ranked 19th after putting an ass whooping on some team over the weekend. Who was that?
What was it, like Marriott Lafayette, South Central University, dude? Who knows? L.A.
Monroe. I don't even know where that school is.
Louisiana,
I don't know what that is. But we talked about it last week and said, if they lose that game, they're in trouble. But
can we talk about, just not really talk about, but sneaky amount of schools in Louisiana, honestly. I know it's kind of a sidebar here, but you have, I recently learned that Tulane was in Alabama or Louisiana. I did not know that. So they have LSU, Tulane, Loyola University, this random ass school. I'm sure they have like a state university somewhere. I don't know, dude. They got kind of a lot of colleges there.
Where'd Lamar go? Lamar went to Louisiana school,
he
right?
Went to Louisville.
Okay, so no, yeah, all right. Hey, I was kind of close there. It sounds the same, but yeah, there is an alarming amount of schools down there. Big football area down there, for sure. Like I've got a buddy that lives in.
Dude, it doesn't seem like a big area.
Yeah, I mean, I got a buddy that lives in Alabama, and obviously it's mostly Alabama there, but he goes to Louisiana a lot for like different football games, and obviously you got the big boys over there with the Saints who can't fucking win a game to save their lives. But outside of that, like quite a bit.
I feel like 70% of the schools are in between the Carolinas and Louisiana right now.
100%.
Florida.
I mean, Florida has 1,000 schools as well, yeah, UCF, USF, Miami, the Gators. There's probably more, I'm sure. The entire state is one big college town.
Yeah. Speaking of Syracuse, by the way, dude, fucking Syracuse alumni, Andreas Schmidt or whatever, kicker for the Browns, absolutely coming in clutch for my Bengals this weekend by missing an extra point and the go-ahead field goal. And after the Browns only allowing 7 yards of total offense in the second half of a football game.
Sheesh. That's a rare feat, especially from a defense like yours. Real quick to cap off the Syracuse thing myself. It is funny. I follow a streamer named Tim the Tap Man. I'm sure many people are familiar with him. And he is also a big Syracuse fan from New York. And he had tweeted while I was at this wedding, Syracuse, let's go. And like, almost like I didn't know you had it all in you. Like, that's how I felt. And I was like, oh shit, they beat a big school. And then right before we got on here, I was like, wait a second, I didn't look up who they beat. And then I looked it up, and I'm not sure why he was so excited, but congrats, I guess. A win is a win, no matter who it's against.
Listen, we've kind of been on the come up football wise like the past 3 years, but this Tennessee. I mean, we did put up 26 on Tennessee's defense, which isn't nothing. But I mean, they hung 45 on us, and then only beating a school like UConn by 7 is pretty shameful. I mean, we'll see what we do. We play Colgate this week.
Okay. So you guys play a tube of toothpaste, all right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we don't get our jerseys too dirty and they stay white. Colgate whitens. I was going for something there. I don't know where I went.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling it. Every bit of that. Yeah, we play Temple, probably another Louisiana school. They're unranked. Never heard of them, so I'm sure we'll be fine there. No other really big games. I mean, we got Georgia, Tennessee coming up. Interested to see how that matchup plays out. Georgia all the way down to 6. Tennessee up to 15 at this point. Miami and South Florida. It was so funny.
Temple's in Pennsylvania. It's like
Is it really?
Yeah, it's not even close.
Hell yeah, dude.
You need to get more in the college game, dude.
Dude, I want to so bad, but Saturdays are dunsies for me. Miami plays South Florida. Miami looking like a hot school coming up right now. Notre Dame, Texas A&M. That'll be a good game. Florida, I'd say Florida LSU, but Florida just shot themselves in the foot over the weekend, and I guess they're dunsies. But yeah, that's college football for you. Let's move on and talk about the games from over the weekend. We had some bangers.
Yeah, man. I liked it. I purchased Sunday ticket against my best efforts, so I could watch more games, so I could consume more out of market content.
Yeah, let the giant audience that we have, being the number one sports facts podcast in the world, let them know about your setup, because I was very interested to hear about your setup.
Yeah, so basically we have in my house there's like a dual living room. It's basically a one room schoolhouse with bedrooms. So there's 2 like separate living spaces, and I had on Sunday we have 2 competing televisions right next to each other if you turn the volume up. But yeah, so I just had a game on every device. So we were watching different games. So I had the Bengals game on the big screen with the volume. I had the Broncos game was the late game. I think I had the Jags game on in the other room, watching the Jaguars. And then I think it was the Commanders game. And then I had the split screen from the purchase of Sunday ticket on my device with, the play-by-play of all the games going. So, we were consuming a lot of football, and then I had all the volume on every TV, like just every game I was watching. It was chaos.
Yeah, I mean, even watching the 4 games, my wife just kind of like looks and knows that audio is coming from one, but can't figure out what exactly is going on, where the audio is even coming from, which game it is. It is beautiful chaos. So again. Dude. Week 1, football's back. I mean, we started off with Cowboys, Eagles. What a fucking banger of a game. It was really open. Cowboys would pull that off. I really thought they could, after some guy decided he was just going to act like a child and spit all over people.
Yeah. A lot of people are also taking this as a big loss for the Cowboys. I mean, I don't think it's a big loss for the Cowboys.
Look, Dak Prescott hasn't played in fucking, he's played a total of 1 season over the last 3 years. So, like, for them to come out and kind of do what they did, I mean, CeeDee Lamb will get it together. He didn't look great, but he still looked great.
He had 110 yards. Yes, he had like 3 drops in the game, right, or something like that. But he had 110 yards.
They were big drops, so it sucked to see. But I think they've got a run game established there.
Yeah, Javonte looks good.
First time since like young Zeke, so they've got a run game established there. It looks good. Dak is looking fresh. I mean, he's had plenty of time to sleep on his Sleep Number mattress. So
I just don't think I think that it's bad. I've seen a lot of buzz around talking about how the Cowboys are like dead in the water or something like that. Like they lost to the last year's Super Bowl champions. That's right. What they did, and they lost by 4 points. They had a chance to win the game too. So I don't know why anybody would panic on the Cowboys. I think they're going to be just fine. They'll be competing for a spot.
If we want to talk about dead in water team, that's Miami Dolphins. We'll get there in just a second, but That's the only team right now, other than, like the Giants, of course. But a team that, people thought might be good, it's the Dolphins. They're dog shit. But moving on, my team Friday night, we shit the bed. I'm in full panic mode. Defense did not look good. And I understand it's week one, and I think Spags will be able to turn it around, but there was a lot of pieces. We've got some new kind of DBs working their way. We don't have Justin Reed anymore at safety. We've got some corners kind of floating in. We still have Trent McDuffie, which is great. He's locked down. Chris Jones had his moments, but nothing insane. It was more George Karlaftis getting back to the quarterback, which I love. We also just locked him down, but defense looked weak, and Xavier Worthy going out is did not help us. The announcers kind of said it. They thought the game plan might have been more towards, catered towards Xavier Worthy, but he was supposed to be our deep guy.
It's nuts that he's going to be potentially out for the entire season with a dislocated shoulder. Like how?
The last update I got is he is fine. He is.
I saw that he could miss the whole season.
I did not see that. I saw he's more day to day. They're considering a brace. It just depends on how he feels. I wouldn't say day to day. I think it was week to week that I was seeing more.
So what was the official? Because I saw just dislocated potentially.
It was dislocated shoulder, and they were worried about a tear. Yeah, so they were worried about a tear, and all reports point to no tears happened.
Okay, I see where it has him as day to day. Okay.
Yeah, so my fear is I don't want him to come back too early and then we shit the bed. I mean, realistically, we got these first 6 games we got to take care of, and I'd like to, if we can knock out 3 of them with a W, then we are potentially bound for playoffs still, and we're going to be fine. So we won't get home field.
2 points I want to hit on the Chiefs game since I have you here, and number one is a lot of people have been talking Tyreek Hill trade back to the Chiefs. Tell me about whether you, like, as a Chiefs diehard fan, is that something that you're even interested in at this point?
100%. I'll join the wagon. I want it. Bring the man home. He is suffering on the Dolphins right now. He knew that. He went for a paycheck. That sucks. But business is business. At the end of the day, if somebody offered me more money, I'm probably going to take it. I think most people in the right mind would do that.
Yeah, so part 2 to that question, and I'm not sure that I would be as open to the Tyreek Hill trade, but part 2 to that question is, what do you think the Dolphins would be willing to accept in return for that? Like,
that's a tough part.
What does that trade look like to you?
Yeah, so I mean, Tyreek's not worth a 1 anymore. I think we got a second round for him, a second or a third. And then they signed him to a new deal. So money on their end as well. And that's the issue. As much as I want Tyreek back, we can't bring him back. We can't afford him, right? I don't know. I mean, Veach is an incredible GM. I don't know where he finds the money for that. But at the same time, we need somebody. Again, I would like to get the next or 3 of the next 5 games with a W. And we've got a tough schedule. I mean, we got Philly coming to town this week. So, we are at home, hopefully well rested from this game. It was week 1. It was still kind of a close game, 27-20. There was some mistakes that we had where maybe we do a little better. I mean, Mahomes missed a couple deep balls to whoever the fuck Thornton is. I mean, that's my issue with this team right now. I don't know who half these fucking people are. We're just sitting with a whole new set. We got Juju, great. But the last time Juju was really good for us, he's had his moments. He even had it in the playoffs last year. But the last time he was actually good, I was just having this conversation earlier. Eric Bieniemy was our coordinator, and we have not been the same since he left. Matt Nagy is not the guy. We won a Super Bowl, and pretty convincingly, with Juju Smith-Schuster as our number 1 wide receiver. But ever since then, Bieniemy's been gone. It's been Nagy at the helm. So I don't think Juju gets it done, but Hollywood has his moments. I'm just scared every time he goes down, he's going to get hurt.
Who would you target then? Who you gotta? You're pretty much conceding the fact that you need another receiver in there.
That's the tough part, because who's the next D-hop of the league? Who is it?
Well, I mean, I don't know that you what do you mean by the next D-Hop of the league?
I mean, that was the guy we targeted last year when we had these issues last year with Rashee Rice going down completely.
Could you see them potentially reaching out to like the Titans and seeing if Calvin Ridley would be available?
No, and I hope not, because I don't want Calvin Ridley. He looked awful this last week.
Seems like a very Chiefs move to bring in Calvin Ridley.
Honestly, it would be. I don't disagree with you there. I hope they don't. I think it would be not a very popular move with the fan base, but I don't know what we do. I mean, we've got some guys. We can't establish a run game. We've got to figure that out. The new left side of our offensive line looked good overall, but at the same time, Khalil Mack was on the right side, causing our guy to constantly go off sides. I cannot fucking wait until Juwan Taylor's contract is up. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of the holds after he got a 5-second head start against the motherfucker. I don't get it. The left side looked pretty good, though. I was happy with that. Maybe a couple more weeks that run game can get going, but, we're going to get there. But I'm watching a 75-year-old quarterback do way more than this high-powered offense did. We haven't scored 30-plus points in forever. That was our MO before, and now with a top-ranked defense, why can we not get that team back to that? And, kind of going back to your original point here, Tyreek Hill changes all of that. And I would love to have him back. I just don't see how we do any of it.
Yeah,
originally, I was hoping Mike Evans wouldn't be able to sign and we would get him, but now he's locked up again with Tampa.
Maybe Chris Godwin, when he comes back, will be available because of the Ibuka guy. He looks like a dog.
Looked great. Jesus, he looked good.
Yeah. Hey, on the other side of that, though, before we get off of this game, and I know I said I said two things, and my other thing was Patrick Mahomes, dude, putting the shoulder down and hitting people. There's a buzz in the air about it. What do you? I'll get your feelings first, and then I'll tell you what I would do.
So before the suspension came out and before Xavier Worthy got absolutely obliterated by his tight end, a common thing we didn't pick up on, it seems to be the MO of the Chiefs, take out your own players. Mahomes did to Rice last year, Kelsey to Worthy this year. But before all that happened, with Mahomes, his offseason ritual that he kind of did, he cut weight, he cut his hair. We talked about this before.
I thought he bulked up this offseason. I thought I saw that he bulked up.
As far as I have understood, the dad bod is gone. So he might bulked up muscle-wise, but as far as the big flabby tubby like me, that shit's gone. Like the dude, cut, but probably bulked up as far as muscle mass.
Okay.
He looks smaller to me overall, but because of all that, that's why I had him as my MVP pick, and that's why I was like, yeah, there's a good chance we go undefeated. Obviously,
you thought there was a good chance you go undefeated?
Oh, very good chance with the 3 receivers on the field, and this is before suspension. This is before the obliteration of Worthy's shoulder.
That's crazy.
I thought it was there. So for me, I love it. My hopes is you see that this team has to realize, and it's a very similar situation what you're dealing with. The motherfucker's putting a team on his back and putting everything out there to get as good of, whether it's yardage, touchdowns, whatever. He's trying to do the best he can. And the rest of the team needs to step the fuck up to the plate and also do that. We have skated by too much by the hair of our fucking bald heads like me trying to win these Super Bowls, and we've got there somehow, some way. I don't understand it. I'm enjoying it, but it's fucking miserable to watch these one-score games happen.
Yeah, but how do you feel about, I'm just talking about specifically that sideline play where he was,
I love it. I fucking love it.
You love that?
I love it. I love it. I want to see more of it. Why is Josh Allen heralded so good of a quarterback when his stats are half of Lamar's? Because he's doing shit like that. And when you put the team on your back like that, it shows that you are indeed the guy, and all the haters can shut the fuck up even though we lost the fucking game. No thanks to Mahomes, though. No thanks to him. He did everything you could. I love it. I love seeing it. I mean,
you think that it's a good business decision for him to be doing that?
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I think he's really putting a target on his back. I think somebody is going to just...
Well, you know what people were saying before is the target was on his back because he would, whatever going out of bounds and then, pretend like he's going to keep running, then jet out and then get the little 15-yard penalty because people don't know how to keep their hands off of him. Now he's like, all right, well, I'll see you on the fucking sideline. So you want to target this? Come and target it. I'm going to lay your fucking ass out.
The corner was letting up because he was going out of bounds.
Yeah, and the Mahomes laid his ass out. Next. GG's go next. I love it.
He's going to get fucked up.
And he's going to pop right back up and let the haters know. I don't know. I love it. I'm in full panic mode. We'll see what happens. Chargers look good. I don't think they looked as good as people said they looked. But again, we're all off of week 1 right now. Who didn't look good, though, the Dolphins. Looked abysmal. Let Danny Dimes throw all over them all day long. Colts could be a real team.
The fact that Mike McDaniel still has a job right now is surprising to me. I would have thought that he would have been fired. I am of the opinion that the next he's pretty much got to win the next 4 games if he wants to keep his job. As I see it, if they drop below 500, like. At any point, so they're 0-1 right now, so below 500, I understand. But like after game 2, like if they win game 2, from then on, if they drop below 500, I think that's his last game. I mean, I don't know.
The way they're playing, the way they played on Sunday, if they bring that same team to the field, they're going to win 1 game out of the next 5.
Yeah, and I think the next loss is Mike McDaniel's last game.
Yeah, which I think very easily will be the Patriots on Sunday.
And just to be clear, I thought this loss was his last game too. Like the fashion that they lost this game and the fact that he was kind of already on the hot seat, I'm surprised he has a job right now. And maybe they're just kind of like banking on the injuries, but Tua looked terrible. 2 interceptions. He just isn't hit. I've never been a big Tua fan. I mean, I know that he's shown like sparks or whatever. I just don't think he's that guy. A-Chain didn't get anything going, or a Kine, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's A-Chain, A-Chan. Dolphins fans have like heralded like our quarterback's super accurate. It was one of the quotes from Tyreek Hill when he first got there. I think Tua is the most accurate in the NFL, blah, blah. He was, they're saying right now, that man was not accurate. He looked awful. The offense can't do anything. Did you by chance catch the post-game press conference from Mike McDaniel?
No, what'd he say?
That's the problem. He looked like he was about to fall asleep. He was very lethargic and, in typical Mike McDaniel fashion, just like very monotone. And
you think he's back on the bottle, dude? You think he's back on
Dude,
devil juice?
He looked fucked up. And he was just like, yeah, we just didn't play well. We didn't come and execute. And that's on me at the end of the day. I've never heard a coach like Andy Reid gets up there. The man's like 100 years old. Looked it up today. He's actually 67. Gets up there, is like, listen, we didn't play well. We didn't execute here. Here's where we fucked up. Yeah, it sucks that Worthy goes down, but it's next man up mentality. We got to do better. I got to do better. There's energy in that, and you realize your coach cares. Mike McDaniel doesn't fucking care. I really don't think he cares, and I'm with you. It probably should have been this game. If they drop to the Patriots, a divisional fucking game to a brand new team, essentially, because new coaches, some new players, some different schemes. If they drop to the Patriots, especially in that fashion, getting their asses handed to him, he's got to be gone. If he's not gone, he's got dirt on the owner of Miami. I'm calling it down.
Yeah, and let's run through some quick hits. I mean, the Jaguars defeat the Panthers in pretty convincing fashion, which is a good win for the Jaguars. The Panthers, it might show Bryce Young isn't really ready yet, but they didn't look terrible. They're a very young team. They have a lot of room to grow. The Cardinals barely beat the Saints, beat them by 1 TD. I think that kind of is surprising, honestly. The Saints uniforms, they got to do something about those. I texted you about that. They're the weirdest uniforms of all time.
I looked those up. They must be trying to be Army. I don't know. It looked like it was Army versus the Cardinals, which would probably be a better game in my opinion. But yeah,
the Commanders handle the Jets.
Jaden Daniels right back out again. No sophomore slump for him.
Yeah, might be an MVP candidate this year.
100%.
Buccaneers outlast the Falcons. Saw a lot from
Good
Atlanta
game
there.
Good. Yes, I saw Buccaneers picked up right where they left off. I might be a believer in Mr. Penis Penix. I don't know, man. He looked good.
Yeah, Penix didn't look bad. Made a clutch rushing touchdown at the end of the game to put him up, or tie it, or put him up with a couple to go.
I think it was to tie it. I think Bucks got just that game-winning field goal.
Yeah,
to seal the
and
deal.
their secondary couldn't hold up, couldn't stop a Buka and the boys, who's looking like probably he's my early pick for rookie of the year. He looks great.
Yeah, no, he looks phenomenal.
Raiders beat the Patriots. We both predicted that. 49ers beat the Seahawks.
Came out of that game with big injuries, though. George Kittle out for multiple games. And then it looks like Brock Purdy is also day-to-day, but also pretty banged up. For you fantasy people out there, their other tight end didn't look like shit. He's no George Kittle, but he didn't look like shit.
I had the 49ers as the underperforming team of the year. I'm going to stick to that, even though they were able to outlast the injuries and beat the Seahawks. It's not the same Seahawks team as last year. So
no, but I think they can get somewhere. They've got a new head coach. They've got Sam Darnold at quarterback now. Is it a new head coach this year, or was that last year?
No, it's I believe they're. I don't know.
Yeah, good question there. I mean, it's a dog shit team regardless. On a quick note on that game, though, McCaffrey looked good, and he looks fine.
Yeah.
The
pickup of Brian Robinson and his questionable designation really was misleading, I think.
Yeah. I think they're just trolling people at this point.
They have no wide receivers, though. They really don't.
None whatsoever.
A lot of people like Ricky Parasol. I understand he went for 100 yards. I mean, who else are they throwing to? Juwan Jennings is the only other person who can catch balls. Kyle Juszczyk had a huge play in that game, which was awesome. He might be the GOAT white football player of all time. Juszczyk.
He's pretty good. Pretty good.
Broncos, unsurprisingly, beat the Titans. That game probably closer than they wanted it to be.
Broncos look like shit, though. Let's just call a spade here. Bo Nix does not look good. Kind of predicted that.
I'll tell you what Bo Nix does, though, that is crazy, is it looks like every time he throws the ball, he throws at 600 miles an hour.
Yeah, so there is a game. It will come to me. I got to remember which one it is. It's one of these earlier games, I think. I might have to find it, because there's a quarterback somewhere that was doing that. But yeah, that's cool. And I get it. There's a lot of these players that are, like kind of baseball players, even though football and baseball are two completely different sizes. They just kind of have that mentality to just fucking throw the strike down the middle. It's a rookie quarterback. It's got to be. Anyways, the team does not look good. Their defense looks abysmal, surprisingly. Surtain didn't even look good. We talked about him and how good he was when we were doing the top 10 overview. He didn't look good. To be that close to that Titans team. Oh, it's Titans. Who's the quarterback there? Cam Ward. Cam Ward has got to put some softness on that fucking ball. I think the Titans could have played better. I think Cam Ward could have been better. The ball was on the money. I'll give him that. He still looked a bit like the college guy that I was not a fan of. But he's putting too much heat on that ball. And Calvin Ridley himself, one of, I don't want to say GOAT because he wasn't. And then he gambled and fucked my entire fantasy year up. He was a good guy, receiver-wise, right? He was a good receiver, like somebody you want on your team, and he couldn't catch that fucking ball. I think there was too much heat on it. A lot of people are like, well, he's putting it there. His receiver's got to catch. I get that, but, people gave Mahomes kind of shit a little bit because he was throwing these fucking dimes, but they were fucking heaters. Like, you got to put the soft touch on that ball. I think the Titans could get better, but Broncos look like shit.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens there. I have the Broncos missing the playoffs anyway. Rams beat the Texans, unsurprising fashion.
Terrible game.
Vikings come back on the Bears. It was
Another terrible
A
game.
good comeback, but nothing really to talk about there. Let's get to the last three games of significance here. We'll touch on them each quickly and then move on to
We
our
got
picks
4 games of significance.
What's the fourth?
Your game, Lions, Packers, Ravens, Bills, and Steelers, Jets.
All right. Well, let's start off with the Steelers, Jets. I mean,
Aaron Rodgers MVP?
No. Not even close, dude. I understand he threw for 4 tuds, dude, but he threw for 4 tuds with under 250 yards. I'd like to see what the stats on that are, because 250 yards or under 250 yards with 4 touchdowns has got to be maybe the lowest amount of total yards thrown with 4 touchdowns.
I think, I believe you're correct there. I think Aaron Rodgers looked like a early 30s version of Aaron Rodgers, which was an MVP guy.
Well,
I thought he looked
Let me put it
great.
this way. So Aaron Rodgers, typically when I think of him, I'm thinking about throwing the deep ball, putting up a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns, right? I understand that he was accurate. He went 22 for 30 for 244 yards and 4 TDs, but you know, throwing 30 times is kind of a lot, is like a good amount. 22 completions is impressive, only having 8 incompletions. But that, for 244 yards, that tells you that a lot of it was checkdowns, dump offs. Like it's not down the field stuff. And you know, it was a high scoring game. You'd figure to dictate some down the field plays. I mean, they obviously played the game the way that they needed to win it, but
he's
that's
also that kind
that,
of guy too. He's a get the ball out of the hands as fast as possible. When that game started, he did not look good. He looked like the Aaron Rodgers we kind of saw at the beginning of last season. He was uncomfortable. He didn't look like he was even enjoying his time there. The Steelers didn't look very good at all. But once he got in that rhythm, and I think it just took some time for him to develop very quickly with those players, even though he's had all offseason or whatever party he joined them in. I think once those connections started getting made, like, he did look good.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't have any
right
faith.
now,
I don't have any faith in it, dude. The under 300 yards of offense in a 34 to 32 game just tells me that you're getting a lot of carry from the D.
Well, no, I think they were getting a lot of. I mean, this was a high scoring on both sides. They were getting a lot of good run backs as well. Their guy was running it straight up to the 40, 50 yard line constantly. If I remember the game correctly, feel free to grill me in the comments if I'm wrong. But they were getting help from defense and from these run backs because, I mean, both teams were just fucking scoring. Neither defense could stop. I think Steelers defense is going to get better because
it is also the Jets, so let's meter the expectation there. So,
yeah, but the Jets look good. Hey, Jets didn't look like a little bitch ass team. I think Justin Fields looked great. I know that defense is going to be okay. I don't think they're going to be great, but they're going to be okay. I think there's a lot of hope from both of those teams. I've got Steelers as overreaction. Week 1, Steelers best team in the AFC right now.
That's crazy to say. Steelers, I think, are maybe one of the worst teams in the AFC right now.
I'm just going to take your word for it on your side because they're a divisional rival, and I know you fucking hate them.
I absolutely hate the Steelers, but let me just... are they better than the Bills?
Great.
No. They're better than the Jets. Better than the Patriots, better than Dolphins. I don't think they're better than Cincinnati. I don't think they're better than Baltimore. I think that they're better than Cleveland. I don't think they're better than Week 1 Indianapolis or Jacksonville or Houston. I think they're better than the Texans. I don't think they're better than the Chargers or the Raiders or the Chiefs. I think they're about the same as the Broncos, basically.
We shall see. Mark it here. Steelers will be in the playoffs, and they will win at least one playoff game.
I think the Steelers will be in competition for the final wild card spot, and I think that it'll be between them and the Broncos.
I think they look good. I think you're underestimating the Jets. I do think the Jets look really good. That's just my thoughts. I think they're the top. I'll give you my second soon because second and third happens to be in the same game. But any more on that game from you?
No, that's it. We'll move over to the Bengals game real quick and just touch on it. You know, I know that I'm a Bengals fan, but I'm not going to have a lot to say about this. There's been a lot of memes circulating around, going around about like how it was the Browns squandering the game, but the Bengals are coming away saying you got to win games like that. We won games. Our defense stepped up when they needed to. We got 2 very key turnovers. The way that they played is very encouraging. Our offense traditionally has slow starts, and nothing's changed offensively from last year to this year. So, yeah, we're still having a slow start, but our defense was able to compensate, and we're able to win the game. Everybody who's shitting on the Bengals right now and saying that, the Browns gave them the game and they still look like, shit and they're panicking are the same people who, when their team gets a lucky break says that you got to get those to win games sometimes. Like, that's how you win games. Like, you got to have things go your way. This is just one of those times where things went the Bengals' way. It often doesn't. I mean, think back to McPherson missing a field goal against the Ravens to lose in overtime that would have won the game. He could have easily made that field goal. Unfortunately, he didn't. I didn't hear, anybody saying that the Ravens didn't win the game. They just they got lucky. They were just saying that the Ravens won the game. That was the whole thing. So, I mean, that is what it is. And you got to have things break your way if you want to compete in the NFL. And this game broke the Bengals' way. The Browns have a top 3 defense in the league. Myles Garrett is an absolute game destroyer. So there's nothing coming out of this game on the Browns side that I think is unexpected, or I think the Browns are exactly who they look like on paper. And I think the Bengals defense showed something that they need to continue to build off of. I like Al Golden's scheme. They were tackling well, which is really one of my biggest pet peeves. I mean, I understand that maybe we don't have the best secondary, like wide receivers are going to get open, but not allowing them a lot of yak and being able to position yourself correctly, take good angles and tackle is going to be key for us this year. On the offensive side of the ball, Joe Burrow and those boys know that they need to put up more than 17 points if we're going to win a good amount of games and compete for the division this year. And I think that that's going to be their focus. And if it takes till week 4, as long as, we can have a good record going into week 4, then it takes till week 4. But, when the offense gets going, we're going to put up a lot of fucking points.
Is this the first year without Miss Luann?
Yeah. So Lou Anarumo left at the end of last year, and he's now the defensive coordinator for the Colts. So,
yeah. So here's my just 2 cents on the game. One, I don't know how we started a podcast together, because I don't think you have necessarily this in your heart, but I hate your fucking team, and it's mainly Joe Burrow. We've talked about it. I'm not going to harp on that. But a couple things with what you were kind of talking about. Sometimes you need those breaks to go your way, and you can do well with those. Let's look at the Chiefs. 2 seasons in a row, we make it to the Super Bowl, winning 17 out of 17 of our 1-score games. 17 games in a row with 1 score between the 2 teams. We won them all. That's how we made 2 Super Bowls. Sometimes the cookies just got to crumble exactly how it needs to crumble. On another note, though, I don't count this as a terrible game. Like you said, slow start typically for your guys' team overall. First of all, you guys won week 1. That doesn't happen often enough.
Hasn't happened since the year we went to the Super Bowl.
There you go. So it's been a couple years, right? So it helps getting that week 1 win. Definitely feels good. You go up against a divisional opponent, which is why I'm not too concerned, but I'm still really concerned. I have a feeling Philly's going to fuck us all up, but that's why I'm not too concerned with my game. But divisional games are never easy. Chiefs were undefeated 1 year, 9-0. Raiders come to town, completely defeated, and they get the first win against us, week 10. Like, it sucks. It's a divisional game. It's how it goes. With that being said, though, your offense did start to kind of click, later on in the game. Some of the Jamar Chase and Burrow kind of connection didn't seem to be there at first, and then it kind of heated up, and it's kind of back and forth, but that's obviously going to take off at some point. And then you're going up against, I don't think they're a great team, but a solid team, especially being a divisional opponent. Myles Garrett is an absolute dog. We've talked about him. And your offensive line, had some struggles against him, but you were still able to put points on the board even with that. You're not going to play Myles Garrett every week.
Yeah, it's going to be the offensive line is going to be a continued problem. I mean, I understand that
the offensive line still does look weak. But on the flip side, your defense looks so much better.
we'll see how they play against, we have Jacksonville coming up this week. Hopefully we don't struggle with Jacksonville, but we'll see how we deal with, Minnesota in week 3.
Yeah. It will be interesting. I think decent game, a little boring for my take, but it's not my team. I'm sure it was much better for you. And, week 1 win is always great.
Yeah, man. Let's move on to the Lions-Packers before we get to the coup de grace of the weekend. So the Packers came in and absolutely just pulled one out and showed the Lions what they thought about them, Yeah. And they imposed their will. They did whatever they wanted. And the Lions looked like a shell of themselves in this game.
I agree.
Didn't look like
I wonder
the
what
Lions.
the reason for that is.
Is it Ben Johnson?
I think so, buddy.
Did he matter
I think losing both of their coordinators was a fucking problem for that team. I love Dan Campbell, MCDC. Like, just who doesn't want that in a head coach? I just don't think he knows what the fuck he's doing when it comes to scheming a team. I could be wrong, and he's clearly had some good coordinators under his belt. But Aaron Glenn goes to the Jets. Jets look fucking great. Ben Johnson, where the fuck did he go? I don't even know where the fuck he went. The Bears look much better this year than they did last year. Caleb Williams looked like he actually could throw the fucking ball this year. And he starts week 1 with like a game they probably should have won. Again, we talked about it already. Vikings come back, but like, and then at the end, Lions look like shit. So I think Lions do not look like themselves. I agree with you there. I think they're in trouble. They are seriously in trouble.
I'm concerned. Their offense looked bad, and obviously they're.
Jahmyr Gibbs didn't look good. Goff didn't look good. Jamison Williams, who just got a fresh contract, $88 million over 3 years, did not look good. None of them look good.
I think that they will figure it out. Now, I don't know that I don't necessarily see them getting to the level they were at last year after what I saw this week, but I think that they'll figure it out and they'll be back and competing for the division towards the end of the year. But this is going to be a big game in terms of like tiebreakers. So if they split the series with Green Bay, I mean, Green Bay is going to have a good shot at going and taking the division, and the Lions are going to have to go on the road for some playoff games and be gritty and be tough, which shouldn't be a problem for a Dan Campbell coach team, but we'll just see how it ends up.
Yeah, on the flip side, I thought the Packers looked like the absolute best team in the NFC this last weekend. I don't think the Eagles look really all that great. I know they got the win over the Cowboys. I thought the Cowboys still look good. Again, we're talking week 1. Eagles could be on a hangover right now, but I don't think they looked as good as they maybe thought they would be. Saquon's still Saquon. That the receivers are still the receivers. But no, Packers look like the team, and I don't even know if they figured out who their number 1 receiver is yet. And they looked fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, man.
I think
the Packers.
I think Jordan Love's MVP candidate as well. Already week 1, they look great.
Yeah, the Packers do look great. I think right now it's them, the Commanders, and the Eagles are right there at the top of the NFC. They look like they're going to be battling.
I agree. I would love to see a Packers-Commanders NFC championship. And if my team can somehow pull their heads out of their asses, and we somehow fucking pull it off again and make a 4th Super Bowl in a row, I'd love to play either one of those teams. I think it would be just a fun fucking game. They're both gritty, and, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And I think those two are the top teams in the NFC right now.
All right. Well, let's move on to the final game and then get our picks in and, get the fuck out of here. Ravens Bills, dude. Let's not even set it up. Just spew your thoughts. Let's hear it.
This is a good look for you. But Ravens did what the Ravens do best, and that's absolutely choke a fucking game. Josh Allen and the Bills, I don't think looked good at all. But the motherfuckers put up 41 points on what should be a very good defense, and got the game-winning field goal on a guy they flew in 2 days before then, 75-year-old Matt Prater. So I still do think the Ravens, I kind of alluded to this earlier, I think the Steelers are number 1. I think Ravens are number 2. But Chuck Pagano newly defensive back coach over there at Baltimore has got to get those guys together because they have dogs in that backfield for the DBs. And I was going to say databases. Dude, we do too much IT work. Holy shit. The defensive backs, they're good. They're very good. And I don't know what the fuck they were doing in this game. I think Baltimore typically has a top 5 off defense no matter what. Lamar looked fucking phenomenal. Derrick Henry looked fucking phenomenal. Derrick Henry, we want to talk about really MVP. That dude looked insane, unfortunately, up until that fumble. But they shit the bed. And it wasn't just Derrick Henry's fumble. Most people went to bed. That game was over. 40-25, it was done. And I was just literally texting my buddy who's a Baltimore fan, Pat. We played golf with him. And I was about to say, nah, dude, it's over. As soon as I went to go hit send, thank God I didn't send it, Derrick Henry fumbled the ball, game over. Like, that was it. That was writing on the wall. It feels scripted. I don't know what the fuck happened in that game. If there's any proof that games are scripted, it's that game right there. Josh Allen, Chris Collinsworth riding his absolute dick all night. Said this one throw is hard into the end zone. Then said nobody could do it like Josh Allen. Same fucking throw. So which one is it? Is it hard or is it only Josh Allen that could do it? Because he completely missed literally one play ago. I don't know what we're doing here. I couldn't get. I think I'm starting to see what people get so upset with me about because that is what Chris Collinsworth typically does with Mahomes. I kind of understand it now, and I apologize. But I don't because we dealt with it with Tom Brady and the Patriots, and I get to be in that position, and it feels fucking great, except for this week. I think the Ravens are going to figure it out, and I think the Ravens are fucking dangerous, but they've got to figure that out, and they cannot choke games like this. They had that game wrapped up. When you talk about tiebreakers at the end of the year, these are the two teams. Between us and, or them two and Kansas City, typically those are your 3 teams fighting for the top of the AFC. Probably going to be wildly different this year, but they choked hard.
All right, let me just cut you off there, and I'm just gonna. So
I was done.
No, you're fine. I'm with you on the Ravens. I would be afraid of the Ravens. I am afraid of the Ravens as a lifelong Bengals fan. I'm used to losing to them and the Steelers every year. And those two, franchises going and competing for titles while we miss the playoffs or scrap to make a wild card spot and get ousted by the Texans in the first round. So I'm very used to it. So I'm always good. I'm just built to be afraid of the Ravens. Or not like afraid, but, weary about them. Lamar did look great. So this is going to go one of two ways from what I can see. They're either going to go out and dominate like they're expected to for the rest of the season and be competing for the number 1 spot in the AFC against the Bills. And they just got to hope the Bills lose more games. The flip side of that coin is how does this impact them mentally? So if this has any sort of significant mental impact on the team, I can see that being the downfall of it. Now, that's, you can say like, oh, well, I don't think it will, which is what you hope is like if you're a Ravens fan, right? You're hoping that it doesn't have any mental impact. But if you're, a team playing the Ravens and they get up on you or, if they get a little bit, scared, they start playing a little scared, or they have that kind of like PTSD in the back of their mind that this is something that can happen because it has happened. This could end up mentally, putting them in a position to lose games that they should win. And that can have a snowball effect on this season, at least. I mean, obviously don't think that that's going to carry between seasons, but that is the ideal world that I live in, is where they are constantly looking over their shoulder for a comeback and they end up making mistakes towards the end of games, preferably against the Bengals and other AFC opponents. And that's really what I'm hoping for them. I hope that they are a giant disappointment. And I hope that just all of the superstitious things that can happen to that team in a negative way to impact them. I hope that all those things do happen to that team. I hope their cleats are like upside down in their locker. Their gloves are like wet on the inside. All those types of things.
Not the gloves.
I really hope that for the Ravens. And I hope that they they do not win the division. I think right now, obviously, they're still, even though they're, technically third or fourth in the division or tied for last or tied for third, however you want to put it. I think they still are the odds-on favorite to win the division.
I think they're a great team, but just cap this off real quick. What you're saying is right. I mean, mentally, and they saw this last year. They've had massive blowouts to just fucking choke on it all towards the end of the game. I don't foresee Derrick Henry fumbling the ball much more. I think individually some of these players are good, but as a team, momentum is everything. And
I think it's going to come down to the defense. So I don't think the offense is going to falter enough.
No, I agree with you. That defense has to get it together. I don't think the Bills are. The problem is when that game was 40-25, the game was over. And the Bills very much were not the team people hoped the Bills would be. If you're a Bills fan for whatever fucking weird reason that would be. The Ravens have to get it together, and I'm with you. Chuck Pagano, like I said, has to get those DBs together. And that Zach Orr has to get the rest of the totality of that defense working together and understanding how the fuck the Ravens play football. And the hope is for you that they don't.
I want them to crash and burn hard, honestly, without actually inflicting any type of actual physical damage on them. I would like everything bad to happen to them. I want their tires to be flat randomly. I want their car to be out of gas. I want them to have an oil leak. I want them to have just an uncomfortable, it's scratchy shirt on the inside. All those types of things. On the other side of that, just real quick, touch on the Bills. Very gritty win. They stayed in the game. They were mentally focused, which is good for them. I mean, I think that's all positive things. They have 0 receivers.
Keon Coleman looked pretty good though.
Keon Coleman did look good, and I think that he's going to
get
better.
Shakir is always clutch,
but I think they're kind of scatty players. I don't think there's a true number one over there. I think that's going to be a problem in the long term for them, and I think that their offense might struggle to put up points this year. I just don't think they have the offensive weapons that they need. I think they need to go out and get a guy. But we'll see what happens. I just think that that's going to be where the Bills' weakness is going to be big time, is going to be putting up the points. I think they'll stay in a lot of games and probably win a lot of games, a lot of one-score games. But I can see them getting in very precarious situations and not having the weapons to deal with it. But yeah, we can put a nice bow on that. Let's look forward to this week.
Let's.
Go ahead.
Let's get into these picks brought to you by Backline Films. For starters, we've got a banger of a game. I thought I was going to play video games on Thursday. Mm-hmm. I don't think I am. We got Washington at Green Bay, who we essentially just said, or at least I did, top 2 teams in the NFL. Over under is 48.5. Green Bay is favored in this game. Dude, this shit's going to come down to the wire. I think it will be a 3.5-point game. But I think I'm going to give it to the Packers, and I think it's going to go over 48.5.
Over 48.5 too. I'm going to hammer the under on this game. I'm going to take the Commanders in a lower scoring game, and I'm going to take Jaden Daniels with some late game heroics to win. I think it's whoever has the ball last. That's what I'm going to say.
I could easily see that happen, and we got to remember though. I know he only got 1 sack, but Micah looked good. He was a game wrecker. Have a full week of practice. I think that team is just going to continue to get better. Next game, probably one of your favorites here. Cleveland Browns at the Ravens, starting off 1:00. Over under 45.5. Ravens are favored by a whopping 11.5 points. Might be the biggest one this week.
I mean, I'm gonna take the
by far the biggest this week.
I'm going to take the spread on this one. I'm going to take the Browns on this. I don't think the Ravens are going to beat them by 11. I think they're going to beat them. I don't think they're going to beat them by 11.
No, I think the Browns, I didn't really touch on it earlier. They don't have a whole lot of receivers either, but they've got a great quarterback, an elite member of the NFL with Joe Flacco. I know he's 110 years old and he's not Aaron Rodgers. But I agree with you. I think 45.5. I mean, the fucking Ravens could put a 45 on their own on any given fucking Sunday. I'm going to take the over on this, but I'm also going to take the Ravens.
I didn't touch on it, but I'm going to take the over as well. I think it'll be over. I think it'll be another high-scoring game, but I think
over. I could see the Ravens winning by 2 touchdowns.
I think the Ravens are going to win by 10, which is the under on the spread.
Copy. Next game, Los Angeles Rams at the Tennessee Titans. The Rams are favored by 5.5, and the over-under is 42.5.
Over Rams.
Yeah. Now, I'll take the under, but I will also take the Rams. Unless Cam Ward can get that shit together, I don't think they're going to score much, and the Rams honestly kind of look like shit. I got Devontae Adams on my fantasy. We'll get to that in a second, and didn't do shit. So we'll see. I think later on in the season, we'll see that, but I'm going to take the under, but I will take the Rams as well. Chicago Bears at Detroit Lions. This is a 1 o'clock game. Another divisional game for the Lions. They're kind of getting their shit pushed in here. Lions are favored by 5.5. And 47.5 is the line here.
I'm going to take the over on the game. I'm going to take the Lions to win the game, but I'll take the Bears on the spread. I think it's going to be a 3-point game.
I'll see you on the 3-point game, and I'm going to make a fucking bold prediction here. I'm going to take the Bears, dude. And I'll take the over as well. I'm interested to see what the Bears do. That's a big win against a team that was very good last year. I understand it's a different team, but they still got weapons over there. I think it's going to be the Bears. Another good one. We're going to see how the Jets really are. It's Buffalo Bills at the Jets. Over under is 45.5, and Bills are favored by 7.
I'm going to take the over in the Bills.
I'll take the over in the Bills as well. I think it's going to be a good game, though. I'm actually excited about that one. Next, Giants at Cowboys. Cowboys are favored by only 5.5. Over under at 44.5. I'm going to take the under and the Cowboys. And I also think they're going to win by at least a touchdown, if not more. Maybe 2. I think Giants look like absolute doo-doo.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the under in the Cowboys. You said 44.5?
44.5, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
it'll be a relatively low scoring game.
Giants won't score shit, and Cowboys are still struggling a little bit. Get Dak back in. Next game is the 49ers at the Saints. The 49ers are favored by 4.5. Over under 42.5. I'm looking.
Okay.
Go ahead. No. You go.
I'm going to take the under in the Niners.
Yep, same. Okay. That's what I figured you were going to say. Next game, 101 still. Patriots at Dolphins. Dolphins. I'm about to bet on this game, first of all. Dolphins are favored by 1.5. Over under is 43.5. I'm going to take the under, and I'm going to take the fucking Patriots. I don't know how after last week the Dolphins are favored in anything. As soon as we're done here, I think I'm going to log in and go and place my fucking bet here.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over, but I'm going to take the Patriots, and I think they're going to win by a lot.
Yeah. Dolphins look very sad. Next game, big game for you guys. Like you said, Jaguars at Cincy. Cincy is favored by 3.5. The over-under is 49.5. Before you get to your own game here, I'm going to take the over, and I will also take Cincy. I think it's hard to click again. Defense looks good. I think it could be a close game, though.
49.5 is kind of...
I've watched Joe Burrow throw 5 touchdowns without blinking an eye. So, yeah, I'll take it. This is 2 pretty high-caliber offenses.
I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take the Bengals. I'm going to take the Bengals to win by more than... What was the line? 4.5?
3.5.
3.5? Oh, yeah. I'll take the Bengals. And I'm going to take the under. I think it might be like a 32-17 game, which hits right at 49 points.
Seahawks at Steelers is going to cap off our 1 o'clock games. Steelers favored by 2.5. Over under 39.5. I think it's going to hit the over, and I also have Pittsburgh in this one. I think they're going to beat the Seahawks by more than that. I think it's going to be at least 3 points. 27-24 game.
I'm going to take Seattle and the over.
Okay. Seattle, really?
Yeah, I don't dislike Seattle. They got to win some
Kick off kick off our 4 o'clock games here. We got Broncos at the Colts. Broncos are favored by 2.5. Over under is 42.5. I'm going to take the over, but I'm going to take the Colts in this one.
42.5, you said? Yeah, I'll do the same. And that's just because I fucking hate the Broncos, and I openly am rooting for them to lose.
Same. It's also at Indy. Now, if this was at Denver, I would change my mind. But being that it's in Indy, I don't think the Broncos, they did not look good. Next game, Panthers at Cards. Cards are favored by 6.5. One of the bigger spreads of the week. Over under is 43.5.
I'll take the over, and I'm going to take the Panthers to outright win this game.
Really? Mm-hmm. I don't think they look good. A lot of talks about Marvin Harrison Jr. kind of finally being there with Kyler. I'm going to take the under, and I'm going to take the Cards.
Nice.
Yep. Next big game. It's mine here. Eagles at Kansas City. So we are at home. Eagles. This is a rare thing. Eagles are favored in this one. -1.5. Obviously, injuries are not helping us. Over under is 46.5. I'm gonna take the over, and we'll just call it like the next Super Bowl game. Maybe we'll do something late and make it look closer than it was.
What was the line? 46.5. You said
46.5. Eagles did what? 44 to us at the Super Bowl. We scored 20 something. I think it could be a repeat. Instead of not having an offensive line, we got nobody to throw the ball to. I'm gonna take the Chiefs because it's my team. I'll never bet against my team. But I'll take the over. I think it could be high scored in one way.
I'll take the Eagles in the over. Here's the thing. I actually am going to be betting on this game, and I would bet on the Chiefs to win. I think that's a pretty.
We're gritty. I think Eagles. The last 2 games against the Eagles, surprisingly enough, ever since Jason Kelce left the building. They've had our number. So it's going to be an interesting game. I'm excited to see what Andy Reid and company does. Nice little 4 o'clock game. Be the one on my TV. Next game, Falcons at Vikings. Vikings favored by 4.5. Over under 45.5.
I like the Falcons. I'm gonna like the Falcons all year.
I won't, but I like the Falcons in this one, and I'm going to take the under 45.5.
I'll take the over. No, I'll take the under. Be close. I'll take the under.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close. Next game is going to be that was our Sunday night game, by the way. The Falcons at Vikings. So we'll all get to watch that.
That should be.
Hopefully, it's not like the Bears and the Vikings. I agree with you. We should have a flex week 2. And then for whatever reason, the NFL was like, welcome back to the NFL. We're going to throw you a doubleheader in week 2. Doubleheader on Monday night. We got the first game being the Buccaneers at Texans. That'll be a 7 o'clock game versus the 8 o'clock. The Texans are favored by 2.5 with the over-under being 42.5. I got Bucks and the over in this one. I don't know how the Bucks are not favored in this. I don't think the Texans had a very good showing.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I'll take Bucks and over. Yeah, I don't dislike the Texans. I think that, or I mean, I don't like the Texans, but I don't dislike their chances in this game. But just seeing Ibuka play week 1, knowing the weapons that the Buccaneers have and knowing the weapons that the Texans don't.
Yeah, I mean, Nico couldn't catch the ball. Stroud couldn't get it there.
Also, the run game was just in shambles, dude.
Yeah, until Joe Mixon gets back, if he comes back. I'm hoping he comes back for fantasy purposes, but
we'll see.
It's tough. And then to cap it off, thank God, 10 o'clock game. Probably won't make it through this entire game. Snooze fest. Chargers at Raiders. Over-under is 46.5. Chargers favored by 3. I hope they both fucking lose and score 0 points, but I will take the over and the Chargers on this one.
I'm going to take the over and the Chargers, and I will make this prediction now. I think the Chargers will be the last undefeated team this season.
Bold statement. I mean, they look good. I think we just looked worse, but we'll see. And then to cap off our beautiful show here, we're going to go quickly through our fantasy scores. I've got yours up right now. The Extra Scoop takes on Kill a Season in the Nessa's Fantasy Football League.
Yeah, I got my shit washed.
The Duke finally gets in, and you lose. What happened?
Well, what happened is I had Xavier Worthy starting. He was out. I went with a no tight end strategy, so I was, starting Colston Loveland. He didn't get a lot of play, and I really just got outscored altogether by the opposing team. They put up a lot of points. I mean, the guy that I was playing against stacked Ravens players and had 2 Bills players and 2 Ravens players. He had Lamar and Zay Flowers, as well as James Cook and Khalil Shakir. So I think that anybody would have had a hard time beating that team this week, considering if you look at the box score of those games.
Yeah, if Xavier doesn't get hurt and he does what I was thinking he was going to do, I think you've got a shot.
I think I still lose.
But look, I've been following this league. I've been in it. I've discussed. I'm a Hall of Fame, championship winner. Y'all let Kill a Season draft a hell of a team here. I mean, Lamar, Saquon, James Cook. Realistically, the running backs absolutely fried your ass here, and then not having Xavier Worthy were your 2 downfalls. Like, your running backs aren't terrible, but they're nowhere near compared to what he got. On top of that, he's got Zay Flowers. Stephon Diggs, first game with the Patriots, still gets you almost 12 points. Mark Andrews looked like shit. That's no surprise there. And Shakir probably going to be my saving grace while Worthy is out. But, I mean...
Listen, I like my team.
Did you go 0 RB as well? Kamara and Harvey both had to be some late round
I had the
picks
12.
there.
I was 12, so I didn't get to pick a running back. So I went back-to-back wide receiver. All the top running backs were taken. So I did... I had Malik Neighbors and Puka Nacua.
Yeah, I like those 2.
Yeah, that was my
Colson
first and second round, picking at the turn.
Bad.
And then I didn't get to pick for 24 more picks. So
God, you're hoping Jameson here gets better, and then after seeing what old Penix was frying up this weekend, it's time to put Kyle Pitts in. He's ready to start, Coach.
He's already in the lineup. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping Tyrone Tracy gets some more play too as well. I'd like to be able to put him into the flex. I do have Matthew Golden. If he turns out, it looked like Jalen Reed might be that guy for Green Bay, but we'll see how that goes. But no, I mean, I got plenty of faith in my team. I like my team a good amount.
I saw Justin Herbert with 33
when you're
points.
playing people who have stacks on teams, like it's just like feast or famine. If the Baltimore Ravens put up a stinker of a game, then he loses by 40.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Instead of 1 by 40.
That is just a strat that you can do in fantasy football. I did not employ that strat. My opponent did, and it worked out for him this week.
Well, hey, look, congrats to you, though. First game's in the books, and you surpassed the 100-point mark. Typically, when teams can't do that, they look bad. And that would be my team. So just going to go through it real quick here. I lost 127 to 89. I had 89 points going into Sunday night. He had Josh Allen. So he scored 42 points. I was up by 5. And I really needed Josh Allen to throw 8 or 9 picks in that game and not do shit. And the Ravens let me down just like they let down all their fans. But I've got Dak Prescott, who did not do well. He did well in the game, but fantasy-wise, not good at all. Not even 8 points there. The 2 weakest points of my team were my 2 shining stars, and that would be Breece Hall and Jaylen Warren. 16 and 13, almost 14 points respectively. Amon-Ra St. Brown, we talked about the Lions' offense, did not look very good at all. Devontae Adams barely didn't do shit. He only got 9 points. Brock Bowers, 15.3, but Brock Bowers also got injured in that game. I hoping to find some updates on him. Xavier Worthy, I also had him, so it looked like shit. And then we run a defensive kicker here, and I got Kansas City and Kansas City for both of those. We look good. So I've got Shakir to go in for Worthy, and I'm hoping for the best. Yeah, when you go up against Josh Allen, Puka, who you have, I mean, he's got over half my points right there. And then, just everybody else kind of fill it in. So I am also looking forward to a better week Sucks to already go down 0-1 against a bunch of people that don't know shit about football. So that's tight.
Yeah, and I just want to, real quick before we wrap it up, I want to give a shout out to my wife and her team, Jet2 Holiday, for it's her first season in any fantasy league. We're in a best ball league together, and she absolutely fucked on her opponent and is currently scored the most points in the league, and also, is 1-0 right now. And, she put a lot of effort into drafting the team. She actually keeps up with her players and her roster. She falls asleep looking at her fantasy lineup, so I'm very proud of you. And I'm glad she's having fun with it.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate everybody watching today. If you made it this far, you are awesome. Tell us what you think in the comments. We'd like to know. We need some feedback here. We've got shorts going out every single day. And then we have this episode every single week at Thursday, 9 a.m. every single week. So if you have any suggestions for us or want us to talk about something more, talk about something less, please let us know down in the comments below. And aside from that, I'm signing off. You guys were awesome. Thank you. Duke,
Salute
any
you,
last
footballers.
words?
Absolute
Goodbye.
Bye.